Well, that was fun trying to figure out all those little, all the details before we go live. Hey, everybody. Sarah Baker here from Baker's Acres Canine Academy. We're live from the backyard at Baker's Acres. Got all the dogs out right now. It's such a gorgeous day. I decided that I didn't want to be inside cooped up on the computer. So, if you'll bear with me, we're going to do this live on my phone, which hopefully is clean. So, anyway, let me just take the time to introduce who we are, what we do here at Baker's Acres, and provide start this new gig, this new platform of doing Q&As on a live during a live stream. So, who are we? So, my name is Sarah Baker. I am the owner and head trainer at Baker's Acres. Baker's Acres Canine Academy has been in business since 2014. We started out with in pet sitting, so it was technically Baker's Acres pet sitting to begin with, and then transitioned into training, and obviously hence the name change of Baker's Acres Canine Academy. In 2014, we just provided daycare and overnight pet sitting for any of our neighbors, family, friends, local classifieds, and that kind of stuff. And then as things progressed and we got more and more notice, started getting a lot of comments from my customers saying how well behaved their dogs were when they went home. They're like, "What did you do to our dog? He's so well behaved. Like, can we do some training with you? Can we pay you extra to do the training?" And so I kind of dipped my toe into training. I have trained dogs as well as horses and other animals throughout the years, and just never did it professionally. Okay. But it was after about a year of, maybe a year and a half or so, of doing it just for clients who were pet sitting, of doing training for pet sitting, I decided that I was going to go and seek some mentors and get some training myself to become a dog trainer. So I attended a few seminars and a few workshops, weekend workshops, and then decided to pull the plug and made the transition officially from just a side gig, side hustle, to a full-fledged LLC. And hence, that's about when we changed the business name from Baker's Acres Pet Sitting to Baker's Acres Canine Academy, and specifically dealing with dogs. Even the pet sitting side of things was only dogs. We don't have space for cats or for exotic animals or birds or anything like that. So please don't ask about that. I don't train cats either, unfortunately. Just dogs. Still dabble in horses every once in a while, just to those horses were my first love and my first venture into animal training. And this guy here, where is he at? Keeps walking behind me. This is Bandit. Hey, Bandit, can you say hi, buddy? Can I switch the camera mode while I'm doing this live? Oh, I can. Sweet. Hey, Bandit. Hi. Say hi. So, Bandit is my 11-year-old Australian Shepherd. He's been our main guy. He's the face of Baker's Acres. So if you see the logo, Baker's Acres logo, that is Bandit. Okay, the tricolored Aussie is him. So he's our big boy, 11 years old, still trekking. And then we've got Chico, the little Chihuahua. He's also part of the face of Baker's Acres. And the newest member is Spooky. Hi, Spooky. Spooky is a black golden doodle. She's now 3.5. She'll be 4 in June. And then we got a couple of boarders that are staying with us right now. Family's out of town. So those are the dogs. Those are the resident dogs: Bandit, Spooky, and Chico. There's me, and then there's my husband Eric. And then I have 2 daughters who help and assist with all things. So whether it's the daycare or the pet sitting or even the training. Sometimes they'll accompany me to lessons. So if you've hired me for training, occasionally they will come with me and accompany me to those lessons and help me with certain aspects of working with kids. Okay. My oldest, is, she puts me to shame as far as training dogs go. She's very, very naturally gifted with animals, and most of the dogs understand to listen to her, and she's really good at it. Um, my youngest is a little more reserved, and she is, although, well, reserved as far as like, she's not afraid. She's just not as involved. She has other things that she's really interested in. But what she is really good at is helping run the doggy daycare. So if you bring your dog for doggy daycare or even the pet sitting, she's the one that greets you at the door. She's the receptionist. So if you visit our website, you'll see a web page specifically about each of us and our roles and responsibilities. My husband Eric doesn't have much to do as far as the training goes, but he is the business guy. He's got the business brain. Um, it is because of him that we even have this business, and we even have Baker's Acres Canine Academy. Uh, he he's the one that inspired me and pushed me to take this skill set, to take this talent that I have, and turn it into an income, turn it into a support for my family and what we can live on. So it is up to him. I'm very, very grateful to him for pushing me to do that. He is a great inspiration. I do get frustrated with him quite often when he voices his opinion, but it is all because of him that we are where we are currently. And if it weren't for him, we probably would have ended this business a long time ago, because I don't have a whole lot of of let's say drive. I hate change. It's not something that I really enjoy doing. Um, so any time that we've had to make changes to the business or changes to uh, services or prices and things like that, it is all because of him and helping the business run smoothly. So I'm grateful to him for helping us get to that point. Um, the girls, like I said, they're great helpers. They help her out a lot. So what are we known for? What is Baker's Acres Canine Academy known for? Well, we specialize what's called puppy and preventative training. So if you have a puppy or if you have a newly adopted dog, I want you to contact a trainer. I want you, yes, me, obviously, that'd be great. But um, I'm going to focus more on things that you should be doing right off the bat. As soon as you bring your puppy home, as soon as you adopt your dog, these are things, these are techniques, these are just life living with your dog, um, in order to prevent bad behaviors from happening, bad behaviors from developing, as well as from getting worse. So let's say, for instance, you adopted an older dog that already has some issues or already has some baggage. Um, there are absolutely things that you can do from day one on helping this dog adjust to the new life, to the new schedule, to the new routine, to the new people, to the new place, right? There's you'll hear a lot of trainers put around the magic number 3. 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years. Let's see if I can remember all of this in the top of my head. So generally takes about 3 days for, whether it's a puppy or an adopted dog that you've adopted from a shelter or a rescue, it takes about 3 days for them to kind of decompress and realize that they're not getting killed or nothing's going to hurt them, and now they can start to breathe and settle in a little bit. It takes about 3 weeks for them to get a feel for the routine and get a feel for what's expected of them, right? It takes about 3 months for this new dog to get a true feeling of you, and to start. That's when you start. About the 3 month time period is when you start seeing the dog's shield or the brick wall come down, and you'll start to see the real dog. Okay, so if you've gotten a brand new puppy, or you've just adopted a new dog and things are going swimmingly, you've got your honeymoon period, as it were, but then you start to see all these behaviors crop up out of nowhere. Take a look at the time period. How long has it been? Has it been a couple of months? If it's been a couple of months, then you're like, okay, it's about that time period when the dog is starting to relax a little bit and starting to push the buttons to see how far they're willing to, or how far they can go before things are not going in their favor. So they're pushing the boundaries, per se, as far as what's acceptable, what's not acceptable, etc., etc. Okay? The 3-year mark. This is where's she at? Okay. The black doodle. Okay? Spooky. She's 3 years old. Perfect age. Honestly, the perfect age for a dog. This is where, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love her. She's my fantastic little girl, and I wouldn't trade her for the world. But about age 3 years and into that relationship of 3 years, this is where my relationship with her and her relationship with me and with the rest of the family is just golden, right? It's at that time period. You've now reached the 3-year mark of when your dog truly feels like yours. Okay? So if you've adopted a dog and you've had it for a few years, that's about when your dog starts to see you as part of their life. Okay? Prior to that, unless you got a puppy, prior to that, they still have a little bit of, I like you, you pay for all my stuff, you feed me, you take me for walks and stuff, and you're entertaining. But they don't really have that bond until they're about 3 years. Okay? Puppies come around a lot quicker, don't get me wrong. And maybe if you got a young dog from the shelter, then maybe you can still develop that bond a little bit quicker. Okay? But here's what I'm getting at. The magic number 3. The 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years. Just take time with your dog and understand where they're at developmentally and what they need in that stage. The 3 days, they need time to decompress. Keep them on a leash. Do not let them off of a leash at all. Okay? Unless they're confined to the crate, or unless they're confined to a spare room or something like that. Every other time they should be on a leash, because they don't know you. They don't know you. They don't know who you are. They don't know what's expected of them. They don't know this new environment. It's always so crucial to keep them on a leash in that 3 days. I would say even keep them on a leash in the next 3. So the 3 weeks. Okay? Always. It's just part of the training. It's part of the routine. It's helping them get through that and helping them understand what's expected of them. The 3-week time period, you're going to start implementing some rules and expectations. You're going to start setting a routine. You're going to say, okay, we get up at a certain time. We go outside to go potty at a certain time. We start feeding at a certain time. We go to the park at a certain time. We go for walks at a certain time. Set a schedule and set a routine, a daily routine, so that it's much easier for your dog to know what is expected and to not feel like they're stepping on tiptoes, getting burned at every second or getting yelled at every second, right? For doing something that's completely natural to them, especially if they're a puppy. It's completely natural for them to be barking and peeing and pooping all over the house. It's completely natural for them to be chasing their siblings and kids and chewing on things that they shouldn't be, okay? It's not acceptable, but it's completely natural. Keep them on a leash and start introducing all these routines and managements into their life. And during the 3-month time period, now you're going to start really delving into potentially adding some corrections, okay? Teaching them what's yes and what's no. Teaching them what is expected and what's not expected. What is acceptable and what's not acceptable, okay? Making sure that You're still using your leash. Now you might be introducing some other tricks and teaching tools and collars, leashes, etc., harnesses, head halters, slip leads, prong collars, e-collars, whatever you're getting into, whatever form of training you want to develop and want to the set level and set expectation of training that you want to achieve. 3 months, now you're going to start holding your dog accountable when they do positive as well as negative things. Reward what you like, ignore what you can tolerate, and punish what is unacceptable. Okay? So, we have a neighbor here that's gonna go and dump something in his garbage. Bandit. Thank you, buddy. Good boy, thank you. Spooky. We don't need to worry about them. Good girl, Juno. Good boy, Colin. Good job, guys. Okay, perfect example. All of these dogs have a very strong relationship with me, especially obviously my own dogs, but also the ones that come on a regular basis for boarding and daycare. Colin is a little bit fresh. He hasn't been here for a while, so it's just and what's expected. Okay, that was a great interaction. Bandit, oh boy, let's leave it alone. Okay, let's see, where was I at? 3 months time period, you're going to start adding in those expectations. Reward what you like, ignore what you can tolerate, and punish what you cannot tolerate or what is dangerous. Okay, if it's a dangerous behavior that could potentially end up in injuring your dog, or injuring someone else, or personal property, or end them up in the shelter, you gotta punish it. I'm sorry, you gotta say no. You gotta use some form of motivation that is a negative motivation to get your dog to stop a certain behavior. Throwing cookies at your dog while they're barking at someone or while they're lunging at the end of the leash is not going to work. Okay? That might work for the first couple of attempts, but over time your dog's going to be like, that treat doesn't work for me anymore. That dog, that cat, that cyclist, whatever, is way more interesting than some treat, and you're going to have to be spending more and more and more time and energy trying to figure out what's more motivating, right? Maybe you have got the golden dog that never has issues. Fantastic, you don't need training. Why are you even here? Great, you don't need to be here. You don't need a dog trainer, okay? I'm here to help those people who have truly been trying everything and it's not working. Come, this is the safe space to do so. Call, text, email, jump on these lives, ask questions. If you're local, come to pack walks every Saturday at 9 o'clock. Every Saturday at 9 o'clock, meet at the Nebo district building at, it's like 800, 700 something east. I gotta find the address. We'll post it in the description. How about that? The Nebo Summit Center, just behind Reams. So if you're familiar with Springville, it's the old junior high school that's right behind the Reams grocery store. We meet there every Saturday at 9 o'clock and we work on walking nicely on a leash. We work on any reactivity or any nervousness or aggression on a leash. And then at the end of walks, we always open up an opportunity for questions. Okay? So, pack walks. Let's segue into other services that we've got. So, pack walks every Saturday at 9 o'clock. Every second Saturday, if you are a current customer of Baker's Acres, whether you've signed up for training or you have already completed training years ago, we offer second Saturdays at 10 right after pack walk is monthly pack walks, monthly workshops. That is where I have invited guest presenters who are also pet care professionals to come and present on a topic of their caliber or their not just their interests but of their career or their job description. So let's say for instance we've already had a breeder come, we have a groomer coming, we had a representative from another company come and do how to keep safe and what to bring and what to do on hikes with your dogs. So there's just a bunch of other. We've got a veterinarian lined up. We've got another trainer who's going to come and teach. And in the summer, we're going to be hosting our 10-year anniversary barbecue. And every Halloween, we do a costume party. And then every Thanksgiving, we do what's called a Packsgiving. So the Baker's Acres Pack, just a potluck Thanksgiving dinner. And then on for Christmas, we do a white elephant gift exchange. So pack walks, workshops. Obviously, we're known for training. So training is our bread and butter. The training side of things begins with a comprehensive consultation, in-home preferentially. If you're not local, then we don't do in-home. Obviously, we'll do a Zoom call. I have customers from all over, not just here in Utah, but also I've got customers in New York, I've got customers in Texas, I've got customers in Hawaii. I've even had a couple of people from Europe call, okay? So we can do training not just in person, we can also do it virtually on Zoom. As part of that training, you get 5 scheduled lessons. We have a training for life guarantee, okay? That means that we believe so much in our training and the schedule and the routine and teaching you how to be your dog's trainer. Guys, this is what's so important. I'm not the trainer. You are. Okay? I am not going to train your dog for you. That is not my job. If I do that, then I might as well keep your dog. Because who is your dog going to listen to? Moi, right? My job is to teach you how to become me. So that way your dog will listen to you even after all the training is said and done. Okay? So that's the type of customer I'm trying to attract. I don't want someone who's going to say, oh, I just want the trainer to do all the training and send the dog off to a board and train and then, press a button and the dog listens to you. Okay, that doesn't work. That's not who I am. If you want to be involved in your dog's training and you want your dog to listen to you, that's what I do. That's what I want. That's the type of customer I want to work with. Okay? There are plenty of other trainers that will do the board and train gig. And even there's plenty of other trainers besides myself that do private lessons and have a very similar program that might even have a training for life guarantee. That's perfectly fine. You find the trainer that suits you. You find the trainer that has the style, the results, the mindset, and the goals that you also want to have. Okay? That's the beautiful thing about this industry as a dog trainer, is that it's not so rigid that there's only one way. Okay? There is no one right way to train a dog. Okay? I've got all these different dogs, different breeds, different sizes, different ages. They were all trained according to how their owners wanted it to be trained and their owner's lifestyle. Okay? Let's see. Training. Again, that training for life guarantee is for the life of your dog. Okay? Or for as long as I'm around, right? That is something that I'm working on, actually, is trying to create a curriculum, potentially even an ebook or potentially even a published book of how we train in our philosophy and teaching you with you as the dog owner, as the person who is responsible for all things training your dog. Okay? That is why I'm working on this curriculum. It is already developed. I just need to refine it and make it easier for everyone to use and everyone to access. Here is the beautiful thing about that. You have access to that curriculum forever. When you sign up for training, it is always available, as long as Google's around. I don't think Google's going anywhere. Okay? So, Then you can call, text, email, have me come and do a follow-up lesson if you're local at any time. We can do Zoom calls too if it's necessary. I'm always here for you. I'm not going to charge you an additional dime. Okay? If you are on track and you're doing all of the homework and I fell short with instructions or training, or your dog is just a lot more difficult than what we originally thought, great. Don't worry about it. Don't stress about it. I'm not going to charge you anymore. Okay? That's all within that guarantee. If I find out, though, that you haven't been doing your homework because you haven't been submitting videos and you haven't been, and your dog's going to tell me. Your dog's going to tell me whether or not you've been doing the training or not. Okay? Yes, we might have some dogs that are a little bit more difficult. But if the dog can listen to me within a 5-minute period, I know it's not the dog. I know it's you. So what is it that you're not doing with yourself that we need to work on? Okay? So, if that comes up to where you, for whatever reason, are not satisfied with the training at the end of those 5 lessons, and you maybe need some additional lessons, I'm going to have you go and do some homework first, submit video evidence, then let me know and say, actually, I did the homework, but it's still not working. Fantastic. I will come over and help. Don't worry about that. Okay. Obviously, the daycare and the pet sitting is still an option. For those of you who've been through training, your dog is eligible to come and stay. Okay? For those of you who have not been through training, your dog must go through and successfully pass a behavioral evaluation. It's pretty thorough, okay? If they don't pass the behavioral evaluation, I'm sorry, your dog can't come and stay here. This is our home. This is our life. I don't want a dog that is untrained, okay? Obviously, I've got neighbors, okay? I've got neighbors that love me. I want to keep it that way, okay? I love my neighbors. I want neighbors to love me. And I want the dogs that come and stay here to be good representatives of what we do and what we can accomplish through training. Something else that we offer, but I don't advertise very much because very little people actually care about it, but I'm actually really passionate about it. Colin, leave it. Good boy. Is a program that I call Pick of the Litter. This is primarily a service for people who are looking for a new puppy or an adopted dog, an older adopted dog, but they want to make sure that they're picking the right dog, not breed, not just breed, but they're picking the right dog from the litter or the right dog from the shelter, and that matches not only their lifestyle, but matches their personality, matches their energy levels, matches their, if you like to travel, you need a dog that can travel easily. Not just size-wise, but also a dog that can go with you places that's not a hindrance or a liability to people outside of your home, right? Or let's say, for instance, you do like to travel, but you don't want to take your dog with you. Well, you need a dog that's trustworthy to stay home or trustworthy to go and stay at a boarding place or a daycare that can take your dog. So you need a dog that will get along with strangers in your home as well as outside of your home. So Pick of the Litter, there's a whole host of information on the website, so I won't bore you with all of that. But what I see is that if you invest in the Pick of the Litter, you don't need to invest in the big program. Because if you find the right dog for your personality type and the right dog for your lifestyle, you don't need training. Okay? It's fantastic. With little asterisk there. You do need training, okay? Training is essential. Teaching your dog what is appropriate and what's not appropriate is essential. It's no different than raising your kids, okay? Teaching them what is yes and what is no and what is maybe, right? Teaching them how to live and how to coexist in a communal society with people and other dogs and domesticated homes. Okay, so training is necessary. However, if you get the right dog for your lifestyle, training goes by so much easier and you don't need to hire anyone. You can literally just buy a book and choose a method that works for you, because now you have the right dog for you and the right dog for your household. Okay? Those are basically it as far as what we do, the services that we provide. Look at the sun worshiper. Such a gorgeous day. Yeah, that's about it. Like this video, share, do the whole, YouTube stuff, comment below, send me a private message if you have questions. Find us on Google, and if you're local, come to Pack Walks, 9 o'clock at the old junior high behind Reams. Okay? Thanks for watching, guys. Bye. I don't know how to end this thing.